Welcome to this interview with plant-based food company Veg of Lund that released its report for the second quarter earlier this morning. To comment on this, I have on link the CEO Fredrik Carling. Happy to have you back, Fredrik.
Thank you. Nice to be back, Matthias.
So it looks like you had a busy summer.
We had a busy summer, as it should when you're on a kind of growth journey as we are. Then there's no time to rest. It's ongoing, which I think it shows in the report.
Yeah. So let's start off with some numbers for the quarter. Your net sales amounted to 1.5 million Swedish kronor compared to 1 million in Q2 2022. And your loss decreased to minus 7.8 million Swedish kronor compared to minus 11.3 in 2022. What are your comments?
When I talked to people this morning, I described it a little bit as a continuous journey on what we started off in Q1, which is to drive an increase in net sales, but do it at a significantly lower cost of mass, so to speak. So when we now close the first half year, we've shown that the new business model that we've implemented with new ways to go to market, it's starting to work, meaning, more sales, but at a more contained cost level. So I think now the first half year, we've already surpassed sales of the full of last year. So we more than doubled sales in the first half year, and we did that at almost half the cost of what we had last year. So I think we're progressing well and using the strategy that we put in place well.
All right. And let's take a look at the details on the various markets then. Switzerland, you launched together with Migros at their 486 stores in April. How was this launch received?
Yeah, we launched in I think around 80% of their stores, 486 stores, and this the starting volume of that, the initial order came through in Q1 already, and during Q2 we have seen replenishment across all three varieties that they have on shelf of the potato drink. What we're discussing with them now is which ones are the winners, which ones do we continue to bet on. And it turns out that the barista version and to some extent the unsweetened version seems to be the ones that are performing best. So we'll continue to fall maybe with a slightly slimmer assortment, which makes sense and was part of the discussion early on with them.
Okay, and the next launch was in Denmark in May. What is the result in Denmark so far?
And now when you're talking, April, May, it seems like ages ago, but it wasn't too long ago. But a lot of things have happened, of course. Yes, so the Salling Group, which has a number of retail concepts, Fertex and Bilka are two of those. We launched with them in the middle of the quarter. Good launch, smaller launch than what we had with Migros in Switzerland. And the reports are coming back now. Again, one of the two versions seems to be performing better. But at the same time, we're looking at possibilities of expanding into the third retail concept, which is Netto. So positive feedback and possibilities for further expansion with them going into fall.
Okay, and what can you tell us about the really important market, Germany, and some of the other European countries?
Germany, of course, is a price, so to speak, when you look at the European market. And as you know, we started working with the distributor early on in the year. And this spring, we have been together with them in several discussions with leading retail partners, etc. Nothing has come to close, and it's not a testament to their feeling of our products or what we can offer. It's more just the case that it takes time. So I hope within not too far distance to be able to confirm actual consumer launch, because we have demand coming through very clearly from social media, other channels where consumers are asking for our products. So nothing confirmed yet, but something that I believe and hope will take place as we now progress in Q3 and Q4.
Thank you. And the two markets that you started off in, England and Sweden, what can you tell us from those markets?
If you remember, I talked about, I think it was in the last quarter, where I talked about how we focus our efforts in those two markets. We learn from what is working really well in those particular markets, and then we bet on that moving forward. And in Sweden, full focus is now on the potato-based smoothie, the lowest fruit sugar level smoothie in the market. We had 2 flavors that we launched with. Now we added a third one. We're now in the region of 150 outlets in Sweden, and that's progressing really, really well. So we'll continue to focus on that and make sure that that becomes a benchmark in Sweden that we then can take internationally with the smoothie. In England, the past, I would say, both Q1 and Q4, etc., we've had the most continuous business in the food industry. So where we deliver larger format of our potato drink into cooking of various courses that then they put on shelves, so to speak, in supermarkets. So that's the focus. That continues that business. What we've actually now started doing, as we made a change from a 10-liter format to a 20-liter format, which suits well for this market, we actually start marketing our offer a little bit more. And I'm looking forward to see what effect that might have during fall to build off the existing customers that we already have.
Very interesting. And if we move over to Asia, what's cooking there?
Yeah, so the 2 kind of larger regions that I've talked about, giving our focus to, sort of Europe and then select markets in Asia. And I think the most important news, most important recent news, is the fact that we're now launching in Japan. I've talked about it before, but I haven't been able to confirm it. One of the reasons is that you need to go through quite a heavy process of import clearance, so to speak, and approval, and that's done. And last week we signed with the distributor partner who we've been working on that import clearance with, who have now placed, and we've already shipped a first trial order for the Japanese market. So looking forward to see what the response from the Japanese market will be on that. But Japan also plays a bigger role in the region, in that the approval that we got in terms of import and start selling, the fact that it will land on shelves in Japan, gives confidence to some of the other discussions we have. Other countries are looking to Japan for direction. So it will help the continuous work we're now planning in China with the intended partner there. It will also help the continuous work with the license partner that we have in Thailand and in other markets as well.
Can you please update us on your 3 different business models and how they are performing?
It's a good question because it's worth repeating, so to speak. When I joined the company last fall, the board had already set a strategy. I continue to refine that and now implementing that, which is 3 legs of commercialization. One is direct in some very few select markets. Migros in Switzerland, Denmark are examples of that. Through distributors, which we are in Germany, in Poland, in Japan, and then the license model, which is the discussions that we have. Most leading discussions are now in Thailand and have been for a little while. So all of those 3 are in play. And those are the ones that help us accelerate at the speed that we're doing now. We can add markets in our portfolio quicker because we don't have to do all the work ourselves. We do it together with, at this moment, primarily distributor partners.
And going forward, what is your continued strategy for products and IP?
Well, currently the products that we have in our portfolio that are commercialized is the potato drink, so what other calls at milk, so to speak, the Dug milk. We have the smoothie. So I think the focus for us commercially right now is in that field, whether it's industry format or consumer formats. However, we need to continue to build for the future. And as you know, the product portfolio is quite strong and wide. We got patented products both in the potato milk. We got it in the ice cream in Sweden, confirmed. The milk itself, or the drink, is in Europe and then recently in Canada as well. So we need to continue to build for the future, and that's what we're doing with our product and patent portfolio. The most energetic discussions, if you like, are around our meat analog. It's probably also the product in our portfolio which is the furthest away from on-shelf time, so to speak. But the discussions in that arena are really, really interesting. So I will update you and everyone else as we progress on that. So the product portfolio and the pet portfolio is strong, but we don't rest. We continue to build on it.
Thank you. And we go further to financials. Your board of directors, about 10 days ago, you sent out information of a new issue of shares to bring in about 23.7 million Swedish kronor. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, that was the plan that we've had during spring, was to continuously refinance the company, which we need to do, and this is part of that to conclude on this share issue. The good thing is that when started talking to the market about this, we got confidence back. Existing shareholders are committing in some part. Guarantee partners that is needed to make sure that we get a successful rights issue also committing. So good feeling, so to speak, around going through this issue. And it's something that we need to do, refinance the company to move forward and continue to build on what we started during spring.
You are aiming to become profitable during 2025. How confident are you that you will reach that?
It's all, obviously, the future will tell, but it doesn't make any sense to change that ambition. That's the ambition that we are working towards. So if you look at the cost mass in the company, which is at a more stable level, you look at the gross margin, yes, in this quarter, they increased again. So those are the parameters that will help achieve that mission. And in my eyes, it stays, and it's what we're working towards.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Fredrik, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you.